Hello everybody, and welcome to the final part of BIT.TRIP VOID. Today, we take a look as Commander Video's super ego begins to develop. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the music. As always, I opt to do these retrospectives and analyses of the levels after the actual level, just so you all can enjoy the music and maybe form your own interpretation of the story at your own leisure. So with that said, let's talk about this level. Warning, this part of the video will explain the story of this level, as told in the unlockable letters for this game, in the BIT.TRIP Complete collection. So avoid this part if you're looking to piece together the story on your own. Similar to the situation that happened in the previous level, despite this level being named Super Ego, the cutscene and the gameplay itself seems to show the effects that the ego would have on someone's actions as opposed to the super ego. And it just so happens that the ego itself is considered to be the third part of this model of human personality. So therefore, this analysis will describe the ego. Once again, just chalk this up to what is more than likely a mistake that was made when the devs were naming these levels. The ego serves as a mediator between the id, superego, and reality. For the most part, it uses some of the influences for the superego as a guide of sorts to try and achieve the desires of the id in a more socially acceptable and realistic manner. To give a basic example, say you're hungry and you see somebody walking by with food. The id might tell you to snatch the food out of that person's hands to eat it, while the superego may cause you to feel an extreme level of guilt for even thinking that in the first place, and possibly even consider starvation for the time being as a punishment for that kind of thought. However, the ego will play to both sides and stop you from stealing said food and maybe tell you to just go to the store and buy something to eat. Not really the best example, but that gives you a basic idea of this. This balance between desires and restraint is also really expressed in this level. For the most part, this level doesn't really punish you as much as Ego did for increasing your multiplier, but by that same token, there are points in this level where you will have to show restraint and not allow your multiplier to get too much out of control. And it really feels like the level has a nice balance between these two extremes. This is also really expressed during the boss fight. Your desires may tell you to collect the black beets as quickly as possible, but this shoot-'em-up-esque boss is constantly shooting white beets at you, so you have to show a level of restraint. But you don't want to be too careful, because if you hold back long enough trying to wait for the perfect opportunity, the boss could quickly zero in on you and a loss could be instant. Seriously, I had quite a few failed attempts at this level just on this boss alone, and it only takes one hit from the boss's body to do you in. Luckily, the few times I was hit in this attempt, it was just a slight graze, but it still left me in the Nether state. So pretty much you want to take whatever chance you have to get the black beets, but still watch out and maybe hold back a little to check out his patterns. So that essentially wraps up the story of BIT.TRIP Void. Next time we start BIT.TRIP Runner. See you all then. Goodbye.